This is what it takes to get me out at night now. Slippers, Starbucks, a fan for my hot flashes. Interesting, Lizzie, did you know that is a beaver full moon in a couple nights? Back to your whole full moon thing, right? Yeah. So I'm just gonna pull Mikey down back here. So Magic and Mike and I have had a moment because I am going on a year of the single journey. I have been a serial dater since 14 years old. But this whole thing about just always having him here right at my mouth and just like something just seems really off about it, right? Just me? Okay. So, we're all gonna die. We are. It's a fact. I work in end-of-life care and grief care. Here. And I want to give you all a very important PSA. What is that? PSA. So, public service announcement. Okay, you remember when we were young and you used to hear, your grandma would say, make sure you have clean underwear on, right? Because you never know what's going to happen. Okay? You can die at literally any moment, right? We never know when our last day is. We never know. People, clean that shit off your phones before you die, okay? You do not want your family seeing your dick pics. You do not want them to see your secret life on social media. Clean that up, clean it up, okay? Very, very important. Number one, that is number one. Okay, where did my list go? Okay, so we're gonna talk about my drug journey. The drink and drug has never been good for me. I started in the grade 7 year. My girlfriend invited us to come over to her house at lunch hour. She lived right beside the school, so we could sneak up on lunch. And her dad had this tobacco pipe, and we could all try tobacco for the first time. Thing is, it wasn't tobacco. And we got wildly high. I inhaled on the first time. And I also got a suspension for 2 weeks. Second time, acid, grade 8. So I had never done acid, and I heard that, a quad would do it. So, yeah, you know where this is going, right? So my friends are like, okay. They get this little happy face thing. They're like, but you have to keep it on your tongue for at least a half an hour. I was like, okay, I can do that. Weird thing is, my mom never cooked dinner, but I had to be home that night for dinner. So I'm like, no problem. They're like, we'll drop you off, just keep it on your tongue, and then we'll pick you up right after, and it'll be like perfect timing. So I'm like, okay, sounds about right. Let's do it. Get in the door. Somehow, talk to my mom. What is that thing on your tongue? What is it? So I promptly swallowed it. And she knew what it was. My mom. I have no idea how that even happened. But she decided to keep me in the whole entire night. I wasn't going anywhere. So my house, this is actually a really weird story, but most kids used to go just to summer camp for like a week or 2 weeks. I would go for the whole summer. So I would go for 2 weeks. And because my parents loved me. And when I went away one year, I came back to a new house. And okay, so I'm in this new house, and my mom was going through this peach phase, everything had to be peach and pink. And, So she decided that she was going to make me look like I have it all together, and she was going to make my bed match the wallpaper, that matched the lamps, everything matched. That was my trip all night long. There we go. Mushrooms, grade 9. So at lunchtime, we decided that what we'd do is we would, at lunch, go down to get Slurpees and stick a ton of mushrooms in them. Just fill it right up. And we did that, but we decided to go back to school that day, which was, like more rare for us. So I'm sitting in the class after lunch, and I'm starting to feel it. And this is pretty new because they had just gotten phones in the classrooms. So, the offices and everything, they could always call you now. So the call, and I had this weird feeling. I'm like, for me, maybe, I don't know. Alyssa, you need to go to the office right away. Oh, shit. So I'm reaching the hallway. I'm reaching the office. And I'm walking into the principal's office. I will not say his name because he's still local. and I'll stop there. My mom actually was his realtor too, so my mom's calendar was on his wall. It couldn't get any worse. So I walk in to hear this. You remember printers, how they didn't just print one piece of paper? You would have to it would print and you'd have to rip it apart. So he's telling me that those are my truancies that he is printing, and he'd like me to explain every single one of them while my mushrooms just hit. That was the year I was disinvited back to school. So, we'd be here all night if I kept going. And that's, every year, we tried something new, but I'm happy to say I'm with this amazing group. So amazing of Lizzie. Thank you for accepting me into this program. I love you all. And have a